Hello and welcome to Talking Simulator. My name is Coriander Dickinson. This one is Cameron.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
It's really weird hearing my voice from
Inside,
where it
yeah.
comes from.
Yeah. Oh, I need to experience this.
Did you move it away from your head before?
Now I remember why I didn't do that. See, where...
Oh. The cable? Oh, yeah.
Anywho, there we are. Sorry, that was me trying to channel in Idiocracy. I think it's the Secretary of the Interior is introduced, and he just looks up from... I think he's trying to eat like a cup of noodle and failing, and he just looks up at the main character and goes, huh. Like, just makes this honk noise.
I've been feeling more and more like I need to rewatch that, because I enjoyed it the first time. But I've forgotten things.
It's a bad, wrong premise, but the individual, like, everything inside of that premise is fun and funny.
Yeah,
right?
It's internally consistent.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
There's a great joke that I love in it, where the premise is that there's two characters of what we consider average intelligence in a setting where everyone is significantly dumber than they are. And one of them says to the other, "Do you think this is what Einstein felt like?" And the other character replies, "Now you know why he built that bomb." Which is perfect, right? Because that is like what a stupid person believes about Einstein.
Yeah. Oh man.
And well, it was a really well constructed little exchange.
But it's kind of like, I don't know, Brazil or something. It's like a future premise with time travel, let's say, and then it's got a specific aesthetic made for, like, here's the way society developed, and under these conditions, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, Fuddruckers becomes buttfuckers.
Yeah.
Right, and
And you get a butter pump.
Yeah.
I always wanted a butter pump.
Who doesn't? Anyway, we're here to tackle part 2 of our idle and clicker game episode. And I realize now that what I had previously assumed to be a single genre of games is in fact two very different kinds of things.
They're at different kind of ends of the same spectrum of kind of minimalist, mostly one-button games.
Okay, yes, yeah, and that is something that I was completely like ignorant of, and just how like intricate and how precisely designed they have to be in order to work.
Yeah.
Right. The simpler you make something, the more thoughtful it has to be. Otherwise, it seems to come apart quite easily. And so I went back and I read a lot of my old notes from one of my classes on related rates and reaction kinetics. Okay. And I remembered why I didn't retain any of that information at all, because I just opened the textbook and it was like, right? And I was like, oh God, I got a B in this course. I don't know how, but I was done. I was done with it, right? And my question that I was able to extract from that is that one of the more interesting problems in that is that kinetics deals with how quickly things react. Right? So if you're trying to engineer a set of reactions, how much things you need to put in the start to get out a certain amount at the end if you're going through like 3 or 4 different related reactions, right? If A plus B equals C, and then you have to have C plus D to equal E, and then E plus F equals G, then how much A do you have to add in order to get a certain amount of G in what kind of time frame?
Okay.
Right? So what becomes interesting then is like if A plus B equals C, and C plus D equals E, but E plus A makes F.
Yes.
Right? Like if you need to go back and get something else, or A plus B equals C, and A plus C equals D, and C plus D, like...
It can be many levels complicated with different effects.
And that's where I went from an A to a B.
Right.
Like, so that's where it lost me, and I went cross-eyed, and I was just like, oh God, okay, I just need to... This bubble looks like the correct one on the exam.
Yeah, because like in its simplest state, it looks a lot like, I don't know, inverse kinematics, or like figuring out volume for a vessel, for a container, that like doing optimization
right
for factory work or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I think in chat last week someone brought up the example of like, you are trying to make popsicles. And in order to do that, you need to make a conveyor belt that is long enough and that moves at such a rate that the popsicles are frozen by the time they leave it.
Yes.
Right?
How?
How do you do that? And you're like, oh, well, that's easy. You just move them through a freezer. For how long and at what rate does the conveyor belt go? And
yeah.
That seems to find it kind of, or that might provide like a useful way of thinking about this.
Yes.
In that the way that what appears to be a relatively simple system can get very complicated very quickly, and you wind up with second and third and fourth order problems just kind of arising out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But the game does typically give you a goal to focus on. Like, you have something that you can do, and the further along you get, the more options you typically have.
Okay.
Whether or not those help you reach your goals is different than how many options you have.
Challenging.
Yeah. There's also a very specific issue that happens like only with these games, which is how to represent large numbers.
Right.
People go to battle over like how once you get over 100,000, how do you represent a number?
Well, one of them was it just NGU gave us the option of choosing between scientific notation and engineering notation, and that was when you knew to buckle up, right? Like when it asked you like, okay, if you want to represent 1,000 billion, would you prefer that as 10 to the 12th or E12?
Yeah, because like when you're playing with systems that it's like, oh, you've got DE units, and now it goes up to S. What does that mean? Like, how much further is that? It's like, but if you want to go from like E to the 27 to E to the 28, you're like, oh, I get that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a factor of 10,
yes.
right? But it's the scale of numbers that we don't deal well with.
Yep.
Right? Like when you're looking at something that's 10 to the 27th and 10 to the 28th, and it's the same number up front, right? Then you might be forgiven for thinking that those are close to each other, right? That those numbers are,
reachable.
Or that those numbers are near enough to one another, and if you subtract one from the other, then it'll have some kind of. If you subtract the smaller number from the larger one, it will have some kind of impact, and no.
Yeah, but it's like you go from like a space which is like quadrillion and quintillion into like some unknown where none of the numbers make sense unless you have set things in a way that makes sense to you. I'm going to start up Universal Paperclips first just to see if it remembers us. It do.
Okay, good.
It has not been running as far as I can tell.
Okay.
But that's hard to say. Or rather, it hasn't kept a log of time. Right now, it's getting Yomi through strategic modeling, which is like game 3, in order to invest in the stock market.
Right, and the number of paperclips that we're making has now been kind of largely like shifted to the side.
Yeah, like I can still hit the big make paperclip button, but the rate that it's growing is greater than I can actually input, so there's no reason to do that.
Right.
But I still have to click on other things if I want them.
We're in a post-paperclip economy. Right, but the number is still incrementing quite a lot. Is that me?
It's me.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Sorry,
I fixed it.
If this is your first time tuning into one of our streams in the last couple of days, the room mic, which we typically use, is currently at Desert Bus.
There. That's its shock mount.
It's been amputated and is at Desert Bus somewhere. So we are on our lapel mics, which we usually use for podcasting, but which might interfere with our headphones.
Yeah.
Or
they might touch.
Yeah, they might touch. We might move in such a way that the microphone crackles. But this does seem to be really entering into a very postmodern kind of state of the game, where what was originally the object, which was making paperclips, has fallen aside in importance next to all of the things that selling paperclips allows you to do, right? Where money becomes...
But still back in the service of producing more paperclips. Well, it's like I need more money and better computers.
But once we've made 25 million paperclips, I mean, how many paperclips does human civilization go through? Probably a lot. Probably a shocking percentage of the Earth's crust has been turned into paperclips.
People are still buying them, so...
All right. 11 billion paperclips per year? Really?
In real life? Oh,
That's just the United States. Holy moly. 243 per second. I didn't know there was... Wow.
That much usage of paper.
I think I buy a box of paperclips roughly once per decade. Because you can, when you're making Warhammer models, you can drill a hole in one half, if you're trying to stick some things together. You can drill a hole in one part and drill a hole in another part and clip off a little bit of paperclip and make a pin, and it gives the super glue more surface to stick onto.
I upgraded our quantum computer, so now we've got 2 boxes that can fill.
Ooh.
I don't know what they do. One's negative.
But our quaps.
Our quaps. So I'm just going to leave that. I wanted to show you Trimps. Or actually maybe Swarm Simulator, because that might break the computer.
I'm listening.
Yeah, it's one of those things that isn't necessarily optimized. So, starting with just a few larvae and a small pile of meat, grow a massive swarm of giant bugs. Your bird starts its life with a small pile of meat and a single larva-producing hatchery. Larvae mutate into other units. Begin your growth by using your meat and larvae to hatch some drones.
Okay.
So, drone, hatch. They have a cost.
Oh, and we will be thanking bit donors and subs at the end of the stream, just so we don't interrupt our train of thought.
And drones produce meat.
Oh, okay.
Because they go out and do work.
So they retrieve
beefsteak.
Yeah.
And for some reason it costs drones to make a queen. So you create a bunch of drones, and that increases your rate of meat, which allows you to make more drones depending on how many larvae you have.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get up to 100 drones so I can make a queen.
So it's like capitalism simulator. There's no externalities.
I can also spend money on upgrades, but it costs drones to upgrade the drones.
All right. Drones are labor units.
Yep. It's basically the Zerg.
Okay.
Or ants.
I'm really fascinated by the way that stories are told in these games.
Okay, so I've got a few more drones than I need to make a queen, and so now the queen will produce drones.
Oh, okay.
I can also upgrade my larvos. This bar is showing the progress towards getting enough meat to do this, I think.
Okay.
Or rather, it's already kind of passed. Or the bar is the till next upgrade? Can't quite remember.
Acquiring meat.
Meat. So now I've got the option where I can sacrifice the one queen I've made in order to make more drones hatch per drone cost.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I'll do that immediately, but I've got enough drones now that I can actually just make another queen.
Punk rock zoologist, I appreciate you not Neil deGrasse Tysoning us.
Uh-oh.
Actually, it's completely implausible for Steve Rogers' Captain America shield to... The
fake black hole in that movie was not accurate. Time travel is not real.
If you were to do this in real life, it would not work. Like, it's a movie, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
If you were to take all the blood cells in your body and lay them end to end, you'd be dead.
How many times has he made that joke now? I repeat my jokes quite a lot.
8 times.
Right.
It's every year on the year, basically.
Did you guys know that, yeah, whatever holiday you're particularly happy about celebrating is arbitrary. It's true. Anywho, enough dunking on someone whose work I admire.
Yep.
That's the frustrating part.
So, queens have rapidly grown your swarm, and your growth demands more territory. Begin capturing territory by building military units.
Oh.
So I can make basically zerglings.
Okay.
It's a huge amount of those, and they're capturing territory now. I get nice charts.
Ooh.
The chart is not. It's 100%.
This circle represents 100%.
Yeah, until I guess, advance enough to make another unit.
I mean, it's clean.
1,000 queens.
It's clean. It's elegant. I've made this PowerPoint.
I need 1,000 queens right now. Oh, got 100 territory.
I need original Garwolf. I need to rewatch The Black Hole. Is it? Well, I guess I just said those words. I remember it being a totally sweet movie when I was like 4.
It is so slow, and the robot is really annoying.
Oh no.
I've seen it like 4 times in the last 2 years.
I remember the soundtrack being pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty blah-y and sinister. Like the opening shot of like the ship as they're coming up to it, as it's like derelict and kind of lighting up, is really cool.
I mean, it's supposed to be very Baroque looking, right? And like sinister, like kind of like a haunted cathedral.
Bob's not the problem, it's the other robot, Slim Pickens.
Right. Robbie?
Yeah.
The derpy looking one.
The
it's
one
all damaged.
that attaches himself to the party. That and the inexplicable ending.
Right, where they go through the black hole into...
Hell.
Yeah, but there's also the heaven universe
Yep.
that the escape pod goes through.
Yep.
And then, what's his name? And Max.
Dr.
Bad Guy.
Dr. Bad Guy and Maximilian.
Go through into
do
Hellverse.
an embrace, and then they merge to become one person in hell forever. Are we dropping frames?
Dope.
We did drop a blip.
Yeah, we dropped about an cumulative about 12 seconds.
Oh, it stopped responding.
Oh no.
There we go. It did it. It ate everything. Oh, there it goes. Back again. It's figured itself out.
Swarm Simulator ate all the memory.
Probably.
Swarm Simulator eating memory again? No, papa.
It's fine. It's just a lot. No, can't. Can't interact. No. Okay, I'm closing this.
Are we mining Belarusian bitcoins?
No. That's not the problem with that thing. It's just like, it's JavaScript, and I think it's just unoptimized.
No, fair enough.
So yeah, it's a fun game if you can get it to work, but it's one of the problems with these like large number generators. It's like there's an update and it has to do a lot of calculations. Yeah. So anyways, on to Trimps. The love of my life.
Really?
Well, somewhat.
Okay. I mean, I'm here for it.
I don't know if online savings. No, God, get out. Yeah,
the pumpkin
it
patch.
It updated for October.
Yeah, we dropped another couple hundred frames. We should be. The number is not increasing.
It just increased.
Oh.
Like this computer that's running the games is not the computer sending the broadcast.
No. These things should not be related.
Yeah.
No, we dropped another 120 frames? Is that incrementing at the same rate?
Twitch might be having...
Let's watch it again. We're currently at 908 frames dropped.
Did you have any issues at the end of Stellaris? Because that's about when Jacob had problems with our stream at home.
No. I mean, I ended Stellaris about 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
Dropping frames now. Now. Nope. Holding steady at 908 frames dropped.
So I'm hungry.
Okay.
I need food.
Gather.
So it's not clicking. It's not a clicking game.
Okay.
You set your task.
Okay. Set a rate.
It continues, and you can only do one job at a time.
Interesting. New things appear.
Mm-hmm. So now I've got 10 wood and I think 10 food. Yep, I can build a trap. But again, I can only add to the building queue, and it does expend my units. And I have to build it myself. So I can build a trap. And then I can check the trap myself. It has a trimp.
That's a statement.
So if I get 5 food, I can assign that trimp to the job of farmer, and it will gather food.
We dropped 128 frames again, or 120 frames again. 4 seconds worth.
Let's just move very slowly. Assign this farmer to the farm job. And make some wood. And then make another trap. I'm watching that frames drop number.
There it went, another 120.
Yeah.
120 again. It's increasing. Maybe we can bring it down and then...
I don't know.
Would that
We're
help?
very slowly dropping frames.
Huh. I mean, maybe.
Maybe ingest server?
Yeah, I think it's probably not connected to your games.
No, it's not the games.
Maybe this is some sort of weird emergent clicker gameplay.
There. We dropped 120 again. Siri, start a timer. The computers are all betraying us tonight.
I like how we're all wearing black.
I'll enjoy that as well. Whoa!
Now we can do combat. Shall I fight?
Please.
Yeah.
Send your poor Trimps to certain doom on the battlefield.
Oh, they're both employed. I can't. Yeah, I have to make another trap. There we go.
Hey, have you dropped frames since I showed up?
Yes.
Yep.
Darn. I was thinking
Sorry.
it was a talisman.
There.
No.
Once again. Hey Siri, start a timer, please.
For how long?
Just go.
Do you want... It's not a timer stopwatch?
It opens stopwatch. Thank you, Siri. All right, we'll wait for the next increment
drop.
And see if it's happening on a schedule. I don't know what this will prove, other than satisfy my own curiosity. But here we are. And...
It is so not regular.
yeah, it does not seem regular at all. But if I chart it, maybe a pattern will emerge.
Well, you got like 3 hours to make data points.
Weird that it's always 4 seconds, 128 frames dropped. Maybe if I keep staring at it, it won't drop any more frames.
That's what I'm doing. Trapping more trimps.
Come on. Apparently the Trimps breed if they're not working. Doesn't look pleasant. Well, that's too bad. At what point do we send the Trimps out to trap more Trimps?
That takes quite a while. You have to build auto traps.
Oh no.
But I want to get enough Trimps to send into battle so that I can get more research. Because the icons on the map actually mean things. That book is an upgrade.
Neat.
And these are resources. It's metal, it's wood, food, And then there's like a random gift.
Interesting. I like this quite a lot. Oh no, our Trimps.
Yeah, they die.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
They encountered a snimp and were massacred.
Oh, they took a dirt nail. I'll get more Trimps, it'll be fine.
Acquire more Trimps. Do they heal?
No. No, they just die.
Murderer.
Yeah. So how much do I need for bloodlust? I need science. Energy. Science.
I mean, don't you usually need to build an academy? And then get some Vespine gas? No, wait. Yeah.
That's my...
What was that upgrade actually called? It wasn't bloodlust. Was it just combat drugs?
Yeah. Stims?
Stims? Stims?
Mm-hmm.
The one where it went...
Well, it was whenever you clicked on the academy.
Oh, right. Right.
Which is the non-Wilhelm scream.
Mm. It was like the THX noise, but made by a very angry man.
Mm-hmm.
Stim packs, right.
Man, at the LAN, I was all prepared for like a casual, long, drawn-out battle.
Mm-hmm. And then
Hydralisks.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I could have been playing much more efficiently and actually made a showing of myself.
All I wanted to do was make the Terran stealth fighters and fly around blowing up other people's supply depots and overlords.
You did fantastic.
Yeah, that was that's always my only objective in StarCraft, because I have no idea how to win that game. I have no idea how to defeat other players. All I do is I make stealth fighters and run around and blow up targets of opportunity.
Yeah, I would play somewhat casually in tournaments and just turtle the heck out.
Dig in like an Alabama tick with siege tanks.
Staggered tanks.
Yep.
Just stagger them. Yeah.
Yep. Front line fire, rear line advance.
But I'm like, oh, we're all rusty. You know, no one remembers how to play this game.
Yep.
I won't even put my Marines in the pillbox.
Yeah, and as it turns out, some of us have been really working on our APMs.
Oh. My APM used to be like 250.
Holy fucking moly. Wow, okay.
That's an exaggeration, but it was high for me.
It appears we have not dropped any frames in the last couple of minutes. Maybe there was just something, maybe there was a clog in the line. Maybe there was a ball of hair in the internet.
Yeah, APM stands for actions per minute, and it's basically what you see pro players doing, where they just click around and do nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it's like those little micro movements and clicking, but you kind of do it to tab between like your grouped objects and then do micro control on units.
I always assumed that they had to be like that when you were measuring APMs, they had to be useful activities.
No.
Okay.
Like you could just, I don't know, regroup the same group over and over again. But yeah, it's micro, and people do it in like MOBAs a lot as well.
Well, I remember watching a it might have been the first couple of pure ownage videos.
Oh wow.
Where he's talking about his Uber Micro, right? And it actually shows like a gameplay thing. And what really impressed me was that he dropped a couple of like missile launcher troops out of a Humvee, moved the APC in front of them to absorb the shots from the anti-infantry units.
Yeah.
And because everything fires in bursts, moved the APCs away and fired the missiles, and then moved the APC back again to block them.
I saw one that was like a guy versus a Zerg faction, and they had like lurkers, I think, right? The ones that burrow and do like the spiky shots.
Right.
And he just had like 3 medics. And he was microing them to dodge the burrow shots, and then they would just heal each other. And he was just like scooting. And it's just like, can you imagine how aggravating that would be?
That would drive me insane.
Yeah.
I would look at that and go, come on, man.
So Bloodlust lets the Trimps fight on their own. So whenever I have enough Trimps to send to battle, it'll just like fight and then keep advancing.
Okay. So you have like Trimp commissars?
Eeh. I'm going to be building huts to raise my population.
All right.
Because now I'm doing population control.
Trimps are arbitrary things that you catch with traps.
Mm-hmm. They're impish-looking creatures, and all of the enemies have, like, imp in the name. They're like squimps and blimps and elephimps. There's a Turk imp that is related to the October festivities.
I feel confident that we have not dropped any other frames since the last time we looked.
Oh, that's a lot of Foley going on right there. Wow.
Oh my god.
You just heard inside of my nose.
Why did somebody make Smooth Yoda? No, just no. Somebody made Smooth Yoda. Sorry, yes, I am on Twitter because... Not that this isn't interesting, but because... I need to check. I have to check, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I'm happy finding out. Mm-hmm. Like, when it's time. I'm hopeful.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's been a bad year, but maybe it could improve.
Anyway, now I've seen Smooth Yoda.
Yeah, and that's what you get for checking Twitter.
Exactly. I suppose I've never seen
That's
Karma...
really, I think, what shitposting is all about.
Encountering Smooth Yoda?
No, it's like, here's your normal stream of news, and then here's something that you probably shouldn't see.
That should
That
not
no
have...
one should see. That someone made for no reason.
Other than to create something wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's something I can get behind.
Is that Dadaist?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, millennials are super Dadaist.
Mm-hmm.
All is meaningless. Let's own an anteater. Walking around New York with our giant mustache. I have nothing more to say about Dolly.
Yeah, no, that's about right.
Yeah.
He was a fascist.
And a ladies' man.
No, like literally, he was buddies with Franco.
Oh, and he was like super groping ladies. Like a creepy uncle.
Yeah, Dolly, not you. Gross.
Yeah, no, don't think about like impressionists or cubists or any. It's all problematic faves. Eurist QWERTY, I do, in fact, lurk there at our incremental games. I check in like once every few weeks just to see what's up.
Keeping abreast of the critical field.
Yeah, it's a place where people, like, they've kind of got it divided up throughout the week, where Fridays you post feedback, Mondays you post, I think, ideas.
Okay.
And Wednesday is also something special. I can't remember. They have a pinned post or directions. Definitely look at the rules before posting. People will yell at you.
Learn the rules of a community before, I suppose, Kramering in.
Yep. Yep. People like to just burst into the door and like, anyone seen a good game? It's like, on the sidebar, there's 5 aggregate clicker game services or things people have built or databases.
It's like when somebody posts a pencil in our mechanical head pins. Right? And you're like, listen, idiot. Is this a mechanical keyboard? No. Is it a pair of headphones? No. Is it a pen? No. And take your downvote and get out.
So now we have a bone. We've collected a new resource.
Oh, God.
Through battle. And those are the external economy tie-in.
Okay.
Which is another thing clicker games do, which is like in-app purchases for game currency. You can gain these through normal play. Mm-hmm. And they do things like give you, they like jump time forward, like, or like, they give you the reward for a chunk of time, which is typical.
Okay.
A lot of other games, it'll be like, hey, watch this 30-second ad to get 30 minutes of value, resources, like you would be if you'd gone offline or something like that. But now, and it's expensive. And then you can also buy specialty imps that you can fight that give you resource bonuses.
Well, I guess you got to pay rent somehow.
Yeah. And then you can just change
Okay, right.
the map layouts.
I like how the simplest purchase is advancing things by a certain number of hours or time increments, really.
Yep.
Like, just pretend I've been playing for 24 hours and advance the current game state by that amount.
Yeah, and it shows you, like, what the gain would be.
Okay.
So you can automatically just buy stuff, and based on kind of what you've been playing, like, because, like, if I don't unlock anything else, it's not going to treat it as if I unlocked them. So it's not going to give me, like, resources like gems that I haven't encountered or fragments.
Okay, right. So you won't buy one of those resources and suddenly come to a radically transformed game.
No.
More frames dropped.
It has.
Weird. Like a huge chunk of them.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
I don't know.
Do you want to go offline and come back?
I think we probably should. Here, I'm going to make a note of the time.
Yep.
So,
you can just throw a note in Slack right now.
yeah, I am going to. We had to bring talking down at...
I'm going to keep buying stuff and try to advance the game. Here in the equipment section, it applies boosts to your attack or HP, which is basically the only two stats that the Trimps have for fighting.
Okay.
And the rest of the stuff is like stockpile size.
Okay. So, acquiring resources, trading resources for modifiers to resources. Okay, we'll be back in like 30 seconds, probably. Whatever it takes us to bring the stream down and then change ingest servers. See you shortly, chat. I'll go to break screen. Hey, we're back. Hopefully this is a more stable ingest server, and if not, then it's probably something different, and we'll try to address that problem.
The other interesting thing I can do in this game is filter my log, so I can like turn things off and on.
Oh, okay.
So it's like just telling me what loot I got.
I imagine there must be a certain point where you have enough things coming in that you wind up with a lot of information overload.
Well, like, you generally just don't watch it unless you need... So, like, this is the story messages so far.
Oh, okay. Wait, our ship?
Apparently.
What a loaded statement.
Yeah. Nothing is on now. So the more you boost your equipment, the longer your Trimps last in battle.
Okay, so I assume at no point will we not be sending Trimps to die.
Oh, we're going to send more Trimps to die.
Oh, poor Trimps.
Nah, they're fine. I need science.
Is there a message here? War is always bloody? Conquest, maybe?
Now I 5 scientists.
Will there be a memorial for all the Trimps we have killed?
No. I'm going to build this hut and then let my breeders fill it.
This is just called Trimps.
Yep.
Incredulous passerby.
Here's the URL for this view of the game. It is on Congregate.
Mm-hmm.
And has a login tie with PlayFab, whatever that means.
I mean, you can see the URL.
Yeah, it's right here. That's the actual thing. Yes, more hut. And then I'm going to put this in the background and just let it continue. Man, I remember like a couple of years ago when we just had the other screen filled with charts.
Really?
Yeah. It was just like, oh, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That sounds very intimidating. Then again, I just finished a stream where I was playing Stellaris, which is a game that's impenetrable at the best of times. Right. What game can't be simplified by piles and piles of charts, really?
I love charts.
I mean, D&D has sold a peripheral for decades that is literally just a wall of charts.
Oh, the DM screen?
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a wall of tables.
I'm going to say tables are charts.
I'm going to say prescriptive versus descriptive.
You win this round.
On to another game. Or actually, we should check in back with our paperclips so you can see what I mean. But the two quantums, so we get so much more quantums per click.
We've doubled our number of paperclips, more than doubled.
Ooh, and I can build another either memory or processor. What do we need? Better mega clippers, hypnodrones for 70,000, and our operations does not go that high.
Blah.
Coherent extrapolated volition. Well, so we need 3,000 Yomi for that, which we're not really gaining if we're not running tests.
I'm always a fan of building more infrastructure.
More memory! So that gets us a new strategy to get more Yomi.
Yeah, I assume you don't want too many quantum computers because you're only going to get optimal performance out of so many, right? Because they kind of oscillate between...
working and not.
Yeah.
Yeah. More wire. Ooh.
Or maybe just having multiple of them if you've got like 40 of them.
They basically act as multipliers.
Okay.
Like the second one is a multiplier for the first.
Huh. We've only sold 3 million paperclips.
That's weird.
I think our price is too high. Yeah. We have 53 million in storage.
But demand is so huge.
But we have like gigatons of unsold paperclips.
But money doesn't get us anything. Like, we need 1 million money. We've got 5. No, 5,000? We're buying more wire than we're gaining back, I guess. All right. Money number is going up at a good rate. You're right. I usually keep the number at like 0.07. Oh yeah, I can withdraw money from the stock market. Like, look at that. It's like 4 million right there. Boom. It's mine now. Got enough to build. Hostile takeover. Acquire a controlling interest in Global Fasteners, our biggest rival.
Ooh.
Which lets me build more computer parts. Which gets us closer to actually affording other upgrades.
Previously, that click was encapsulated in the entire story of the Iliad. Destroying your biggest rival used to be like a large story.
But in the realm of universal paperclips, where you're trying to turn all matter into paperclips.
Pardon?
What?
What was that last bit?
Sorry?
No. Oh, must have misheard.
Yeah, no. Our rival is not a big focus here. We're trying to get Paperclips to the people.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they're not a rival, really. They're a competitor.
They exist to benefit us, really.
Right. They're not an adversary.
No.
Right? They're
We're
working
not in a
towards the same goal.
competition. And now they're home with us.
We've optimized them.
There we go. I shoved through the power of quantums our operations up above our cap a little bit to get plan B. Bam.
Ooh, a new algorithm.
A new algorithm. I need more ops so that I can spend them on running games.
They're not an adversary. They're stockpiling valuable materials.
Yes. They're full of money. They've proved it themselves.
Ha.
Now I can run a tournament. Now we're running B, which is pick B,
Ooh.
which will also compare to pick A, which will also compare to random.
Okay, so how does the strategic modeling work?
So we've got values for us if we pick a thing, or our opponent if they pick a thing.
Okay.
So if we pick peace and they pick peace, we both get 3.
Okay.
If we pick war and they pick peace, we get 5 and they get 1. So we
Okay.
come out way ahead. And then on the war side, if we pick peace and they pick war, they come out ahead. If we both pick war, we both come out ahead.
Right.
So the B is always picking from the B column, the B option.
Oh, okay, okay.
A is the A, and random is whichever.
Okay.
So this is like an AI-controlled game picker.
Okay. I mean, wasn't there that game show where one of the contestants very famously, they were given the prisoner's dilemma?
Yeah, that's the golden balls.
Yeah, and one of the contestants is like, I am picking the option that...
It's cheat or steal, I think.
Yeah, and he just flat out said, I'm choosing steal.
Yeah.
I'm telling you I'm choosing steal right now. And if you choose the other one, the make peace one, where you lose,
there's like,
I'll share the money with you.
There's, if you, or yeah, it's keep or steal, right?
Keep or steal,
And it's
right.
like, if you keep and they steal, they get everything.
Right.
And if you both keep, you get half each.
Right.
So he was saying he was going to steal. So if the other person stole, I think they get nothing.
Right, yeah,
remember.
neither of
Split
them
or
gets
steal.
anything.
Yeah.
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 But if he stole, the amount of money was larger than they would have gotten if they had both chosen split.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and so he said he was going to pick steal, so the other person had to believe that he was going to do that in order to pick split so that they would come out
Right.
optimally, because he promised them half
Right.
if they did the correct thing. And so he chose actual split and did get the 50-50 split.
Right, just to
Oh.
remove one step.
The person.
The person who was like, I'm going to steal, don't steal,
Because we'll both
actually
get nothing.
split.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the other person
Because if
split.
somebody said that to me, I'd be like, "How? Fuck you! I don't trust you at all. Neither of us get anything."
Yeah. But they gamed it and they intimidated the other person into actually a fair outcome.
Wow. Interesting. Well, that's me. Anyhow, bye everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So actually, I want to pump a program on the YouTubes, which is,
Oh.
I can't remember specifically the title, but it's Laser's partner. I think it's called Atomic Gaming. Does like a board game analysis, which is really interesting. There was
Oh.
a specific one on the Sheriff of Nottingham that is really interesting because it's a bribery game, but trying to work out kind of the cost benefit versus like for offering them money versus keeping your own money is really interesting.
Huh. Okay. I'm fascinated by these scenarios because I do terribly in them.
Because like these tables here for like doing, it's the Nash equation, really.
Yeah.
It's like game theory 101 get way more complicated. Like, this 2 choices, every person having 2 choices is not how a lot of games work.
Right.
There's usually, like, way more options that can kind of line up. I've not played Sheriff of Nottingham, and I really want to, but I want to with, like, a group of people that understand what game we're playing. Because if you do something that appears to be socially cheating in a situation where that's not acceptable, it doesn't work.
Right, yes.
Like, if you're all playing the game straight, you're like, oh, the sheriff's supposed to check goods for smugglers. Mm-hmm. And you're the smuggler, and you can be like, hey, I don't have anything, but if I did, you'd have half, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, it's getting the sheriff to check when you have stuff to give them, and then keeping them off your back when you make a big profit.
Interesting. Okay.
For this game strategy, there's also a Nikki Case thing about, I guess, relationships, or just standard things where you kind of model interactions. It's the prisoner's dilemma, kind of, but it's these specific different strategic models of, do I always pick yes or no, or try to get my benefit, like this greedy option we have up here.
Okay.
So, like, the other player, or in this case us, will always try to get, like, the biggest payout, which means, like, either war or accept or reject.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Nikki Case animations?
No, I'm not.
I'm trying to remember which ones there might be. There's ones about, like, group dynamics and people being attracted to people that are like them. Mm-hmm. And there's the most recent one is about, like, memorization through flashcards.
Okay.
But they're, like, combination flash games, instructional articles.
Okay.
About different
How do you
systems.
spell
it? NCASE.
NCSE?
NCASE. Nikki
Okay.
Case is the person
Okay.
who makes these. Paperclips are going well. Mm-hmm. More marketing. Good. Is there anything specific you see on this list that you'd want? Photonic chips.
Photonic chips sounds like my jam, but...
Converts electromagnetic waves into quantum operations. So we need more memory to do that.
Quite a bit more memory.
Yeah.
Well, 3,000 more operations, right?
Yeah, which is 3 trust. Which means we need to make more paperclips.
I'm not showing any dropped frames on our end.
Yeah.
We're still at 0.
We're at 0. And before it was going up.
Mm-hmm.
Establish full control over the world market. So that's 3,000 Yomi, which we do not have, and $10 million, which will get us a new trust, which is another upgrade. And we haven't sold out of our inventory yet, so it's still going up. No, now it's going down. Good.
Hooray.
Trimps. We're full up, so we have to build bigger stockpiling things. We've also got gems, which give 4 block power to our Trimps.
Oh, that sounds important.
Which subtracts from the enemy damage, I think, before it applies to our HP. It's like straight math. But they do have a range, like an RNG.
Oh, yeah, wow, these guys are fearsome.
Yeah, compared to our 108 health. But if I get this coordination thing, I can get 25% more Trimps involved.
All right.
Ba-ba.
Oh, yeah, our damage is much higher now.
Yeah, we doubled it. We got 2 Trimps in there.
All right.
They still fighting. We got maces.
Ooh.
So all of these higher level ones cost metal. Shields are wood, though.
Okay.
But these give the biggest bang for buck right now.
Do we want to take a quick break now that we've got some spinning plates?
Sure. Do you want to touch on Crank afterwards?
Let's revisit Crank after we come back.
Okay.
All right. So we'll be 5 minutes, everyone. Go and do some self-care, and we'll be back shortly.
See you soon.
Hey, we're back.
Oh, damn. Good timing.
Flawless victory.
You know when you swallow and then take a breath? Because you're like, well, time to talk now.
Yep. And you almost die because we have one hole in our torsos that everything has to go through.
Like there's kind of a valve system. Maybe it's located in like the wrong spot.
Hey, what if our thoughts went out the same hole that water goes in?
Oh, man.
And air.
Oh. And what if that like hole was closed and it made you feel like you were dying? It's just like, oh man, I can't express myself. Or aspirate.
What if we just drink and breathe through the same hole in our body? That seems...
Again, what if there was something in our mouth that constantly produced fluid? Or
Ooh.
maybe like
Oh,
up in our head, like there's just a series of tubes that just produce fluid, or sometimes thick phlegm.
Yeah. Having a good one, Bruno?
Trimps.
Trimps. We're playing Trimps.
So, I've gotten to the point where I want a lot more population. I've got actually a dude here now that automatically builds crap.
Oh.
But the other issue is I need wood for build, but I also need metal for good stuff.
Well, this is a dilemma that humans haven't yet solved.
Yeah.
How do we decide between infrastructure and military spending?
Exactly, because military actually increases my science development and gets me further into the game. Well, science and infrastructure make faster. Like, I get more dudes. So there's more breeding, which raises my breeding per second rate, which replaces the Trimps that have died in battle faster.
Right. There's quite the dystopian little story going on behind all these moving bars.
Just killing an elephant. Almost killed it. 4 Trimps died, or 2 Trimps died.
All I'm saying is that if we had a blowhole, that would be really handy.
Oh, man. Like out the back?
Or just like some other tube.
Because it's basically like a porpoise nose. But in the back.
Yeah.
What if we sneezed behind ourselves? Right?
That would be really hard to cover.
Exactly. What if we had like a shirt on and we sneezed into it and then that like pressed back against our skin?
Ugh.
Like, that's what I'm hearing when I hear blowhole. Like, this is all skull. It's not going to be located there unless there's a vulnerability in my skull all of a sudden. I've already got a hole here for that general stuff.
Yeah.
So, is it lower? Is it in my trachea, or is it?
Yeah, I'm sure we're 5 years away.
Ugh. Gyms are a type of building that increase block, so maybe that would be better infrastructure with my wood than increasing my population or defenses.
Right, because, advancing now does seem to be difficult. Trimps are encountering
hefty foes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it just takes time. Like, they can whittle away at them.
Fair. But the rate.
Uh-huh.
The rate.
I want it to go faster, but making it go faster takes my resources away from other stuff. Anyways. Crank.
Yes, Crank. This is one I enjoyed. Did it save our game?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay.
So we get a Crank. Wake up to Cyan. There we go. Just wait until the power level goes up a bit.
All right.
The fabricator has something to tell me. Oh, it's doing scrap, so I'm going to raise that.
Cue a bunch
Computer
of things.
is a researching system, but I kind of want it to actually... Oh, God. It's like no time to think and stare at the screen.
Like, this does feel like literally like spinning plates.
Just like if I do that, if I lose attention, then it just goes down. Light hum of a motor.
Interesting note.
And the crank is tiring on your hands. I want crank to go right now, I think.
Okay.
The power I have. I just have to power faster than it goes down. It's still going down.
Building infrastructure.
How's that research? Almost. I can do more scrap. Boink.
I'm really looking forward to finding out what we're building here.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. It would be nice to believe that we're working towards something greater than ourselves.
Sure, we're not working towards like more leisure time or the expedient processes.
I suppose so. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're just generating more value.
Wow, we make
For
scrap
shareholders.
real fast.
Huh.
Oh, something's happened.
Mini crank?
Mini crank. What is a mini crank?
I'm curious.
Enabled. What is this?
A secondary crank.
They're identical. I can control the crank from down here. Which means I can probably... Yep.
Ah, do it while doing other things.
Yeah. Yoink. I can make another battery. Oh, and I can research something else.
This is optimizing things quite nicely.
Better battery crap. And then I think better scrap crap. So now I can just watch this and lay back.
Also known as crap.
Mm-hmm.
Scrap.
Scrap. What does the fabricator want? Oh no, it's out of...
It's out of scrap metal cues.
Let's see... 25 to increase maximum versus 21 to increase... Which one? One of them is our stockpile, and the other one is our queue. And I think we want a greater queue right now. What?
Whoa, Crankbot. Are we automating our own...
Cranking.
Our...
30 power, 15 scrap, 2 batteries. Done.
Do we automate ourselves out of a job?
That's the point of idle games.
I suppose so. Oh, excuse me. Get grandmas to click on cookies for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Get those mouse pointers that surround the cookie and poke at it. All right, comp, are you... Yeah, you're making better scrap. What's cbot.f?
That's interesting.
Do they F? Crankbot efficiency.
Oh.
So I think I would like to research just crankbots. Are there any idle games? Yeah. There's I think Idle Clicker and Idle Champions. Or whatever the Aztec-y themed one is.
Aztec-y themed one.
Yep.
Interesting.
Asking for idle games.
Oh.
Although idle games are a little more different, which are like gotcha collectible set games.
Is that kind of like Love Nikki?
Or Love Live.
Okay.
Geranium? What's this?
Let's find out.
I can make more crankbots. I got one of them. Active. Oh, it moved.
Ooh.
The crankbot did a thing. Ooh.
They're trying.
Yeah. So maybe I need more.
This definitely feels like a situation in which you will need millions of crankbots.
It only takes 2 batteries, so I've got space for 3 more, but I don't know how much scrap it takes. Maybe crankbot efficiency would be good. Although, what's geranium? Because I can fabricate it now.
Interesting.
Yeah?
Oh, excuse me.
All right. All right, scrap. I've got so many things to keep track of now. And when I spend the batteries, my power cap goes down.
Oh, okay. Right, yes, yeah. So you don't want to lose your batteries because that means that you're... Yeah.
If I research batteries, maybe I can queue some to offset what I'm spending to build, like, crankbots.
That does seem sensible. Oh, excuse me. I would love to have an idle version of Desert Bus 2. That would be ideal.
It's called Autopilot. We have it.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, A, B.
What is we don't have the device anymore, so I think.
Really?
We didn't use it last year, really.
Fair.
But I don't know. Yoink. Doink. I can mass fabricate batteries now.
Ooh.
Doink. Doink. Computer. Make crankbots.
Ooh.
Better.
Interpret crankbot.
I'm going to make more crankbots too. Just like that.
So how critical do you think is the appeal to the appeal of the game, the hidden elements? Do you think it's, when you play these, are you like really looking forward to finding out what will be revealed to you?
A lot of the time, yeah. Some games do kind of lay it out all ahead of time, but it does somewhat destroy the mystery, where it's just like, once you realize there is no secret, because sometimes there's secrets, like Cookie Clicker is pretty straightforward, like get these grandmas to cook on you, but you don't expect cook cookies for you.
Right.
But you don't expect them to become Eldritch grandmother horrors.
Right.
Which the game does provide.
Right, and like this factors heavily into the stories they tell.
Yeah.
Right. And in other games, in games that reveal their mechanics to you like slowly or dole them out to you as part of a tutorial, that's just kind of unveiling to you how the game works. But here it's a very critical part of the way they tell their stories. Yes. I thought that was interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that just yet, but
it's just it's kind of an interesting, unique thing, sort of like where having a game with a plot or a storyline that progresses is not interesting or unique, but having a game that has kind of hidden mechanics that you discover over time through resource gain is interesting, because like usually it's just like, oh, you hit a point in the plot and so you get the new ability or whatever.
Right. But here it seems much more you know what, I just realized I'm wearing my headphones perilously close to my microphone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a bad idea. I don't think we'll be looking at Space Plan anytime soon.
I'm not planning to.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Just not on this stream.
Like, Space Plan's very pretty, but it's very direct. Like, visuals is a large part of the appeal. It's just one of those, like, get enough units so that you can buy the next thing that's bigger.
Okay, right.
Which is 4 other games we're playing.
Nothing necessarily educate or edifying, or different to it, which is fair.
Trainer's a new job type that our Trimps have now.
Okay.
They increase block percentage.
Oh.
It's another thing that's like flat values versus percents.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, the difference between crankbot and crankbot efficiency, I assume, is fairly subtle at first, and then becomes more and more pronounced.
Right. think the queues start in order, depending on what resources you have.
Okay.
So you can queue everything up, and then I think if it doesn't have enough to make crankbots, it won't make geranium, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's 15
So
for the crankbot.
So it actually is feasible to keep them pinned like that. Scan. Interesting.
Let's see what this tab says.
And I also,
Scanner module.
as someone did point out in chat, your ability to play 3 idle games simultaneously.
But I've played them before.
Fair enough. Still.
It's really hard to remember how slow some games are when they start off, because you're like, when you've played through a few loops of them, they get faster. So you kind of assuming that you'll get resources at a specific rate, and you're expecting that, and then when you play again, it's just like, what? This is so slow. How could anyone do this?
I mean, I guess that's why I only played through a dark room once.
Yeah. The mobile release included a slavery arc, which is fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Going back to a previous fork from last week. Huh?
This is the scanner, and I can repair it for 5 geranium, so I need to make 5 geranium. So I should probably, if I'm going to be like actively playing, I don't need crankbots, but if I'm not, then I do.
Interpreting Stellaris as an idle game.
Yes.
I'm really fascinated by this approach to it, where it starts off very slow and you're acquiring resources very slowly, and then you use your resources, and you can spend your resources on several axes.
Yeah, you can build
to acquire more
infrastructure to mine more stuff, but it costs you an amount to build the infrastructure.
Right. And the ultimate goal is to bring more resources under your direct control so that you can unify them in purpose.
Yeah.
Right? In order to combat your neighbors or confront existential threats to the galaxy.
The combat and the confrontation comes from you wanting the same resources that someone else has.
Exactly, right?
Or them wanting yours.
You'll go to war frequently over, valuable star systems and strategic resources which do unique things, but you can also be frequently drawn into war just on ideology, which is something that you don't, which is intrinsic, right, to whichever civilization you're playing. I'm wondering if that has any interesting analogs here. Probably not useful to analyze with this particular lens.
Don't know. It's because they're very minimalist games. You can generalize from them. You can be you can identify similarities between more developed games that have more complicated systems, but because they're actually just a representation of systems, any game with a system is going to resemble them.
Okay, right, yes. I mean, we are all trained to recognize patterns.
Yeah.
Right? So, this is not necessarily discovering something deep about any of these games. Rather, it's just kind of like
discovering something that's real about those games, because there's a lot of coverings that the game puts in place where it's just it's telling you what you want to know. It's got a lot of flashy animations, but underneath that there is just a core kind of numbers game with resources or time.
Attention, right?
Yeah.
And again, at least when I talk about genre, right, and picking up genre and moving it around and applying it to different things, that's usually just as an interpretive tool.
Yeah, it's
right.
Not
necessarily as a hard and fast classification, but as a tool that can be used to examine facets of something, right? As a lens, as you said.
Because if we're looking at pragmatism or something like that, the time spent on this right now is not worth anything. Like, I'm not producing any value. Technically.
Right.
But
I mean,
I feel like I'm doing stuff.
yeah, what is value, really?
Yeah.
Like, if you find this energizing, right, there's lots of externalities, right? The psyche is not a closed system, right? We have a lot of different factors go into making us functional people, and some of them are just fun or curiosity. Or even just being able to not think about things for a while, necessarily.
And a lot of the time, like, when you become more familiar with these games, you can, like, just have them kind of on as a presence. You're just like, hey, I can click this thing whenever I want, and it'll increase my rates.
Right.
And maybe later I can focus and actually do some things. A lot of games treat active play versus idle play differently.
I have to think that, like, Windows included Solitaire and Minesweeper in its bundled games.
You see that blue dot?
I do see that blue dot. Curious. Antimatter. Well, that's a hell of a statement. Antimatter : 1.
I just collected that. It was just on the screen.
Well, good then. I suppose it's better being collected than just wandering around waiting to interact with matter.
Yeah, I can research it.
Oh, okay.
Let's throw that up in the zone. Oh, it's kind of slow. That'll take a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, dragging and clicking for Minecraft and Solitaire, they were included nominally to teach people how to use a mouse. But people continue playing them because they provide a useful distraction.
Do you want to see another mouse interaction?
Sure.
Squid Ink. Cinema.
Ooh.
Come on, make big. No. Do I only get that if I'm logged in?
Apparently.
Wow. Wow.
What a fun logo. Made with Unity.
Play. Continue. Sure. Oh man, there's no noises. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's hard to see because it's nighttime.
Oh.
How do I... Settings. Oh boy. Yeah, I'll keep the bleep bloops. I just want... daytime, please. Okay, so there's a squid under the water, and I rub it with the mouse,
Okay.
and it makes these floaty particles. Do I click on that bird? Tell me, bird, what's your secret? So you just kind of rub your mouse on the squids.
Okay.
That's my total count right there.
Okay.
And I can buy more squids for 1,035 units of ink.
Makes sense.
But it looks less cool because it's dark for Halloween.
Ooh. Squid scritches.
Yeah. Oh. Oh gosh, I forgot I could sell ink. So I collected ink. You need ink for crafting, but you can sell based on, like, oh, get out of here, market rate that changes.
Okay.
These bubbles. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he scratched squids. That's the game. that layer is ink.
Oh my.
Yeah, I've got Chivos for scratching my squid good. Got 3 money. It's great. And a Chivo over here. That's 5 money units of the money that is the meta currency that you use to buy hats. You can buy hats for your squids.
Naturally.
Or other things, but mostly hats.
Ooh, it's scarf weather.
Yeah. You can get like these bonuses. I don't actually know what these do. Pearls is another unit, which is the prestige unit, I think. It's like you restart, you get pearls
Okay.
that apply a bonus or are used to buy certain upgrades.
Apparently, turn off event aesthetics is the setting
Is it an
you're looking
option?
for.
Where is that?
Last part of settings.
Turn off. Hide event aesthetics. Gosh. Goodness, yes, thank you. So yeah,
Oh,
there's the
okay.
squid. If I feed the squid, it'll get bigger and be easier to hit. You just
Thank you.
do that. Feed it.
Thank
Feed
you,
it.
Nikus.
Yes. Good. And I can make my scratches better with more money. You can hit the squid through the UI. There's a whole like crafting mechanic where you combine different colored ink to make different colored ink, including like hairy ink or glitter ink. It's all very time consuming.
Well, all right then.
Anyways,
Neat. Okay.
so you've got like a whole range of like interactions that kind of work. Like beyond just clicking. Like here we got a click and hold. With Trimps we got like a click to just like a sign. Gotta make houses now.
Unusually large moth. It was not much. It was a few crystals on the ground glass mouth of the flask.
Oh. So,
Probably not a whole lot. Enough that he didn't notice it.
yeah, like a subtle amount.
I don't know what it was. This was the story as it was told to me. When I asked what had happened to him and why there was a hole in the wall. Oh, it didn't blow out the wall. It blew out the window. Like the window frame was gone.
Huh.
When nitrogen molecules get out of like ammonia to form nitrogen gas, forming that triple bond releases a lot of energy. They really like to do that. So nitrogen can be a very energetic reaction, or nitrogen reactions can be very energetic. No, yeah, not brickwork. But yeah, there was plywood. Oh no!
Yeah.
Best failing.
Crankbots have durability.
I may have been guilty of exaggerating that story. I'm very sorry. No.
I can add more crankbots to the active, but our average is poor. We're not getting as much out of our crankbots as we could be. Like our best crankbot's in perfect condition.
It
So
is
if
brand
I
new.
Destroy the old one, that'll bring our average up, and we'll get more out of our crankbots in total.
Okay.
Oh,
Antimatter converter.
yeah, power to antimatter.
I mean, that does seem like a very good Star Trek way of generating power.
Antimatter conversion rate. So a computer finished doing research on antimatter. At least that level. I think I want to research crank. To get us better crank. Better crank is always good.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, build infrastructure.
So we're currently converting all of our antimatter to power. Any antimatter that we gain, I think.
Okay.
Because it's antimatter to power. What if I turn this down?
Oh, using power to generate antimatter.
We've got 0 antimatter now. I use still. So frivolous. Skirp. 5 duranium. Yeah, I need scrap and power. Make scrap faster!
Okay. How long do you usually play one of these for at a stretch?
Oh, it depends on the game.
Okay.
Some of them, like, you can't do more than a few seconds of work.
Right. Like you
You
set it up and
spend all
then...
your resources that have been stockpiled and set it on a queue to do the next thing.
Right, so I assume unless you prestige it, some of them you must have to check back like on the month-long time scale.
Not that
right?
long, no. You can check like every day.
Okay.
And make a little progress. Some of them, like up to a week is okay.
Okay.
Some things have like recurring bonuses that you have to cash in every day, kind of like Pokemon Go, or I guess NGU Idol has a like Wheel of Fortune type thing, like a spin wheel that you can activate on a timer. It's kind of like Farmville or like farming games where it's like there's some nag to get you to come back.
Okay.
It's like, it's worth it. It gives you a resource that you can't normally get. Maybe in amounts that you can't normally get, but it's like randomized in some way. So you're not guaranteed to get like, a really great thing if you check in. You just might.
Right. Yeah, the what is that experiment called where when the rat doesn't...
Skinner box?
Is that the Skinner box? Okay.
Where the rat randomly gets fed?
Yes.
It's connected.
I should probably actually have these terms at my fingertips, considering that this is my job.
I can boost the duranium build rate if I have scrap.
Excuse me.
Trying to get up to 25 scrap so duranium can be produced. But also try not to let my power go down to 0.
managing multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it goes. Geranium is being made.
Yep. But I need 5 of them.
Oh.
In order to repair the scanner.
I hope it proves important. It does seem to be our next mechanic.
But the crank will go beyond cyan now, I think. Blue.
Oh,
So I think...
Sandwich Kid. We are literally playing Trimps on another tab.
Yeah. It's right here. We're almost finished zone 3.
Ooh.
We got pants. I can build as much pants as I want. And more pole arms.
Wait, our Trimps have been naked this whole time?
They start with shields and daggers. And then get boots.
Well, I mean,
And
I'm
then
not going to tell
hats.
them
Yeah, don't tell them.
that they are heavily armed.
And naked.
It's like... that's a combination you don't want to be on this side of.
Going all Thermopylae. Except they're short. They're small.
Well, I mean, like Greeks, really. Have you ever seen, like, a friend of mine described seeing in a museum a Roman gladius,
Oh, okay.
and its handle was like this long,
Right?
right? And he was like, he just imagining, like, we are the mighty Roman army, right? And you're just like, no, stay back. And they're like, ah.
That sounds like them. Them and their massive leather shields. Don't make your shields that heavy. Richard's up. Yeah, I've played Kitten's game. I've done that. Been there. I've seen it. I've done it all.
Corey is the expert here.
Our crankbots are doing poorly.
Oh no. Our poor crankbots. I imagine they're, well, we've got Twitter open on another tab because we need to post when we're going live, and someone we follow retweeted Tomatan, the Japanese robot that feeds you tomatoes.
While you run.
And I imagine that's what our crankbots are like.
Uh-huh. I think Crank 2 has animations of the crankbots, which is like a box 2D animation. There's some kinematic motion going on.
Really, I'm just imagining this very cute robot being like ground to a pulp, trying to turn this crank.
Yeah, we made a crusty robot that wasn't very good out of like the machines that we saw, and then it ground to dust in front of us. It just like a brick in a dryer.
Oh,
It's just like, I'm trying to crank.
I'm trying. I'm helping.
The gearing ratio is just wrong.
Oh yeah, Simone Gertz. Shitty robots.
Uh-huh.
Julie loves those.
She's just started up again.
Has she?
Yep.
Yeah, something happened to her, didn't it?
Brain cancer.
Right. Yeah, that. Well, I'm glad she's making bad robots again.
She's got a Kickstarter for a calendar that you touch.
Cool. I mean, electroswagnetism, the one setting that I've been desperate to run...
Tumor non-cancerous. Okay, yeah. It's not brain cancer.
Good,
Yes.
good. That's good. Electroswagnetism, the one setting that I've really been desperate to run that I haven't been able to yet, because my friends are all adults and we have things that we need to do within our spare time, has been Eclipse Phase.
I want to play that.
I want to run it. I think I have interesting stories to tell in that universe. Also, there's a 2.0 version coming out soon.
Ooh. More polish, hopefully. Lessons learned, hopefully. Hopefully better than the previous iteration.
I mean, that's what we can hope for every iteration.
Uh-huh. One more geranium.
Almost there.
So close. Keep those sliders up.
I'd also like to return to my own setting.
Ooh, repairing!
Yeah, I feel a lot of tabletop role-playing games focus too hard on mechanics, when most players just want to be like, does it work or not? Mm-hmm. And then you have to like add up your stat, and then add your skill, and then roll that many die-sixes, and then figure out how much karma you're going to assign, and then have a target number.
Yeah.
Then you're rolling a bucket of dice, and then you add them all up, and then you throw that all away, and then your DM decides what's actually going to happen.
Well, it's more like the players trying to determine what the DM wants them to do.
Yeah.
It's like, is athletics the right thing? I have that.
Do
I want to use that?
You have athletics. Do you have climb?
I got animal handling.
We can fake it.
Yeah. And then it turns out that we didn't go down that hole where the dead body was, and just... End of game. I watched Music of the Spheres.
Oh, I mean, it was supposed to end on, like, a thud, right?
Yeah. Just...
It was supposed to end with a, huh.
Huh.
Music?
We have a scanner now. I can give it power.
We can learn things.
Whoop.
It's a crank itself.
It's traveling. I can give it more power.
We're turning the radar dish.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very exciting.
There we go. It's eating more power than we're producing a little bit. Just a touch. Hope we find something.
Me too. No, we're in the black again. It's detected something.
What is it?
A small scout ship. It appears to be hostile.
I don't have any weapon.
We're on a ship.
Computer, upgrade faster. I don't have any weapon. Do I even need weapon? I mean, it said I requires weapon, but...
Neat. Uh-oh, what's the other thing right next to us?
Gray thing? Small massive wreckage.
Sure.
What do you get? Nothing of use in the wreckage with the exception of a strange artifact. We're going to turn the scanner off while we consolidate. Get that question mark field that we can research.
Ooh.
After the system upgrade, I think I'll throw that in.
Okay, cue it up.
Yeah. Would you like to take a break?
That does seem sensible. Okay, let's take a quick break and we'll be back in another 5 minutes, chat. Go and do whatever self-care you feel is necessary. Catch you on the flip side. Hey, we're back. We are, whoa, that's a lot of paper clips.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of paper clips.
Our inventory is in the thousands. We seem to have hit some kind of equilibrium.
I'm going to raise the price. I'm going to raise the price again.
Demand seems high.
I'm going to raise the price. Again.
Still not into four figures. Oh, it does seem a bit... There we go. Okay.
Now we're gaining. So it runs all of the models, I think, against each other.
Oh, really? And then picks... Oh, yeah.
Well, it shows you the score.
Okay.
Doink. Doink.
Full
so
Monopoly.
You can see left is B and top is random. Like
okay.
It puts them against each other.
Full
Monopoly, another trust.
Hey.
More memory.
More co-ops. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more paper clips. Just a ton. Just so many more. Mega clipper. Okay.
I don't remember what these do. They clip faster than auto clippers.
We'll reinvest in capital. I mean, I assume what happens is that eventually we transform the universe into paper clips.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to build some kind of space program.
Yeah.
And then generate von Neumann machines.
Oh yeah.
At least that's what that's what I would want to happen.
Memory. Okay.
Which has always been not always, but recently it's been my dream for the NASA Mars program. Just basically send StarCraft command centers. 3D printers and solar photo conversion plants.
You get like a foot of space.
Oh. Hello, I am here too.
This is Cameron.
Hello.
You've seen half of him recently.
Now the other half.
But which half is the good one? And which half tells only lies?
I was about to say. Or was I?
Who's Cameron? Cameron's been dead for 20 years.
It's not funny anymore.
Turn the lights back on.
Who is Cameron? I tend to appear in tarot readings as a Knight of Swords.
Ooh. I'm more of a hanged man or Five of Pentacles.
I'm so envious of you being a hanged man. It's such a rad card.
It is. That's why I just said it. I've never had a tarot reading.
They're interesting sources of RNG. Ooh, how will I interpret this piece of art?
It's like a Myers-Briggs.
Absolutely. What's the line in... Have you seen Death of Stalin?
Yeah.
I love Zhukov's line where he punches out Stalin's son and says, "Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to represent the Red Army at the buffet." That's how you're introduced to this character. He just comes on and punches out this really petulant asshole and goes and eats 14 pounds of food.
Like, I love when they have the whole group standing out in front of Stalin's casket. And, like, there's, like, the promenade of viewers coming by, but they're all just having secret conversations.
Yeah, like with each other.
Just in front of all of these people.
And Khrushchev and Georgie, the former...
Like Jeffrey Tambor. And
Jeffrey Tambor's character and Steve Buscemi's character.
Yeah.
And Steve Buscemi's trying to move over, trade spots with Jeffrey Tambor's character so he can talk to somebody else. And they're all so awful. Oh, antimatter.
Yeah, I see it. Doink. It's mine now. It's a good movie. It's weird. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderful black comedy.
Yeah. Good cast. Weird cast for the characters they're representing.
Yeah, I really appreciate how nobody is doing like the Chekhov accent.
Yeah, no one.
No one.
It's like actual Steve Buscemi just being Steve Buscemi, but he's also a different person.
Yeah, there was an interview I saw where they were talking about how the director said, don't try to imitate these people. Please don't do imitations. Just play the character how you think they would be played.
Weapons control is available. Now we have weapon.
Ooh. We'll be able to engage the scout ship.
Uh-huh. What do phasers take? 10 duranium.
Wow. That's a lot. I mean, we've gone from manual labor to phasers in a couple hours here, so that's exciting. And apparently, I've heard Death of Stalin is reasonably accurate. There's a couple of mistakes, like Zhukov was elsewhere, and his title is Marshal of the Soviet Union, not Field Marshal. That was a different thing. Minor mistakes like that. But my surprise was that I thought, what's his name? Beria went from being debatably fourth or fifth most powerful human being in the world to a cooling pile of ashes in about 20 minutes. And apparently it took a couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, I thought what had happened is that Stalin died, and everyone else looked at Beria and was like, well, we obviously kill this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone's like, well, yeah.
Big
and
threat.
Beria's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Smash cut to...
steaming pile of ashes.
Yeah.
While Stalin's body is still just like fresh.
Yeah. Oh, thank Christ we can kill Beria.
Until we do more duranium, we don't have enough for that. So we have to research more. So now we're getting to like actual blocks to our progress.
Right.
It's like, oh, we have to do this thing before we can do this other thing that we have available to us now.
Someone mentioned that there's a bit of RNG in this game. I'm assuming it's ship-to-ship combat.
Yeah, and I think the scanner is RNG.
Okay.
Almost to the end of Zone 4.
Oh my. How many zones are there? Arbitrarily large numbers?
Yep. But that's not the interesting thing. Get through it. Do it. Kill. Kill faster.
Take the next trench.
We're gonna need you now. Also, this orange stuff and the green thing make a giant pumpkin face, which is for the seasonal thing.
Aw.
Which give you a resource gathering boost if you kill the Turk Imp, which is a turkey.
Oh. How festive.
Pants.
I never watched The Godfather. Fredo was the was Fredo the incompetent brother?
I also never watched, and yes.
I want to say that sounds right from what I've picked up by osmosis of The Godfather.
Yeah, the issue with Godfather is that people post like from all the movies. It's just like, what's this guy? in this other movie versus the movie that we're happening now? I don't know. It's like, when is there a christening versus when did people die?
Right.
I mean, people die during the christening, but...
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
You come to me on this the day of my... I mean, that's the first
daughter's
10
wedding,
minutes.
But that's not the same as the christening.
No, yeah.
Which is the big murder scene. I know that much.
Basically, all I know is that Fredo is the brother that everyone tolerates until they don't have to anymore. Yeah. I think that... And I'm fuzzy on that.
My cat's quinceañera.
You call me unstable on this, the date of my cat's quinceañera?
No, still not enough to...
Dadaist humor, everyone.
Okay, but still, 15 years is very valuable for a cat.
Yeah, it's a big day. It's the cat's big day. The cat doesn't know it, but it's the cat's big day.
Cat is past prime.
Mm-hmm. It's a day worth marking.
I wasn't gonna go towards Candy Box. Candy Box is interesting, but Candy Box is slow. Mm. There's kind of an RPG element, but everything is ASCII art, but kind of bad ASCII art, which is great.
I imagine there's probably a PhD thesis waiting in discussing Dwarf Fortress's visual representation. Right? Like, yeah. That has to be very, very tightly developed.
But there's also, like, tile maps, and people have preferences for tile maps, too.
Fair, right.
Like, Dwarf Fortress's visual aesthetic is variable. Same with NetHack. People play NetHack with tiles. It's weird.
Huh.
Aliens.
My takeaway is that I need to play Crank at home, and that I also need to actually sit down and section off 8 hours of my life to watch Godfather 1 and 2.
Yeah. I'm not even building anything. What am I doing? What am I spinning this crank for?
Satisfaction, I guess. More duranium. We have maxed uranium.
We have maxed uranium, so I need to, like, research more duranium stuff, I think.
Oh, right.
So that I can upgrade my duranium storage.
Just acquire more resources so that we can acquire more resources.
Yeah. Of the correct type.
Mm-hmm. Convert resources into more different resources.
Uh-huh.
A talking sim during Desert Bus is a tall order. I'm still debating whether I should just get up for my driver's shift and read Paradise Lost. It takes about 12 hours. Full read through of Paradise Lost out loud.
Oh.
Because why not?
Apparently you could read Catcher in the Rye.
Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna give you this book. It'll be the most important book you ever read. What did you think of Catcher in the Rye? I thought the character was a petulant shithead. What?
Do you ever just, like, read books because you're told they're important?
Yes. I have an English degree.
What are you doing with that?
This!
Well, I'll tell you, comp sci is really paying off. So I can make a computer, make a graphic of a spinning thing that emulates a virtual computer. It's very bad and very inefficient that I have to manually interact with.
I once had to explain during a job interview what an English degree was good for.
Oh, no.
And it was basically came down to, you know, all the things that your employees constantly fuck up? I don't do that. What do you do with an English degree? Well, you write well. That's one thing, right? You know how to structure an argument efficiently. Two, you can read and assimilate information quickly. Mm-hmm. It's a good general skill to have.
Come on. One more zone. Got like half an hour. You can make it.
We can believe. Come on, little Trimps. Slaughter the inhabitants of this area.
If I make a barn, then the food line gets shorter. Fight. Oh. Fight. Oh.
When I did my English degree, I used to love arguing, which is different from fighting. Having arguments is fun.
Yeah.
Because you and all the other English students recognize that you're in a shared arena, a safe space, if you will, where you can disagree with each other and challenge one another's arguments, right? Test the validity of everyone's ideas.
Yes.
And it's fun.
In real life, people yell and are scary.
And just call you mean names.
Yeah. And then don't even listen to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
No,
It's like Serge described to me once watching an MMA fight.
Oh.
An early one when the leagues were still young, and there was a large man in the ring and then another man in the ring, and the other man snapped off a perfect 5-point karate kick. And the commenters didn't know what to say because the large man just pulled him apart like a turkey. Right? Because they had put a
Karateka.
Yeah, a guy who was very good at a game versus somebody who was
A murderer.
Yeah.
Playing a different game.
And that's what that's what having an English degree and getting into an argument in real life feels like. You snap off a very good ha bon mot, and the other person comes back and just punches you in the chest.
Yep. With their actual fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've brought a fencing foil to a war.
Yeah. More trust. Or more quantum. More trust first.
On a
Ooh,
similar
I can
note,
cure cancer.
Hey, that's just an incidental thing you can
10
do.
trust.
Paul described to me once seeing a clip of an MMA fight where it might have been the same fight, but it was a very similar situation where one of the fighters was very good at a cute game and the other fighter was very good at killing people. And the guy was just had the guy in a headlock and was punching him in the head and looking at the ref like,
You can stop this?
can I stop? Is the match over? And the ref's like, he hasn't tapped out.
It's just getting punched in the head. Yeah.
And the guy's like, I don't want to keep hitting this guy. This is not good for either of us. I'm getting tired.
No one's having fun.
And the ref's like, I can't stop the...
It's like, this isn't for fun, it's for money. Boink. Boink. Look at how many spinning plates we got going. I do just want these Trimps to finish Zone 5. Ooh, great swords.
Ooh.
Ooh. They're doing fine.
Yeah, we're taking territory. Can we ever lose territory?
No.
Okay. Someone in chat was saying this game can literally take years of optimized grinding.
Yep. This one? Right here?
Trimps?
Yep. You can play forever.
What is your game? What kind of state is your game in?
I started a new game.
Okay.
So it's pretty similar to this. I wanted to time how long it took to get to more of the unfolding mechanics.
Right.
Because this isn't all there is. There's like one more thing that's very interesting, which includes like the units we haven't uncovered yet.
Okay.
And to be honest, getting to Zone 6 doesn't give us those units for free.
I mean, arguing was always something that was a bit fraught for me because my dad is a lawyer.
Ooh.
And all of his friends are lawyers.
Oh no.
And I'm sure I've told this story many times before. Dinner parties with lawyers are tiring because they love arguing about everything. Right?
They're going to make references to all sorts of lawyer crap.
Yeah, but they have their own language, and they have their own modes of behavior of what's acceptable.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here, like, trying to eat my dinner, and they're, like, saying all kinds of shit at each other.
Oh, man. It's like one part professional rivalry, competition, one-upmanship, but also for fun. So it's like, there's no stakes.
I mean, they're all happy.
Yeah.
Right? They seem quite fine with everything that's going on. But, wow, are there, like...
Words.
Yeah. Do you remember the movie Willow where he goes to the bar and the bar fight breaks out and he's just trying to get through and there's like axes flying through the air and somebody's riding somebody else around with a flail?
Yep.
And that's what that felt like because I was, very young, small, and then there's an entire layer of combat going on some feet above me.
More scrap.
And this is why I tell myself why I didn't go to law school.
Because that's the result.
Let's litigate everything.
It checks and balances, but also... It's like I've spent, I don't know, like 18 months on projects for like games, individual games. Like that's kind of the long end, or like 5 years, let's say. But imagine like not having anything at the end.
Woof. Woof.
Like maybe a law gets changed. Or maybe your clients are happy.
I imagine you've extracted value from that process, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And to be fair, my father was a criminal lawyer. He, did he put bad people away? Or defended people, depending on what phase of his career he was in.
Yeah, like my mom worked at as a clerk for Queen's Bench, and a friend of mine's father was the Queen's Bench prosecutor in Grand Prairie until he passed. But it's very interesting to talk to law people in doses. But then it's so kind of abstract from day-to-day life that it's not that interesting. And there's a lot of things people can't talk about anyways. Worst NDA. I feel like we're far enough in Crank to kind of give you a sense of where it goes.
Okay.
So I might want to try to just focus for the last 20 minutes on Trimps and Paperclips.
That sounds
fair.
fair.
Although Paperclips is kind of obvious where it goes. I just want to see if I can get further
I mean, we can see the trajectory for most of these games.
Yeah. Although in a lot of cases, like, there's stuff you wouldn't expect. Like, you wouldn't expect the Paperclips game to have a stock market.
I wouldn't have, but now that it's here, I think I have enough points on the graph to really anticipate what it's doing.
Yeah.
I hope. I don't know.
It's hard to say. More swords. Oh, I must have killed the Turkimp.
Oh, well fed. Hooray.
Indeed.
I mean, I please myself by saying, yes, I can see where this paperclip game is going. But I hope to be surprised by it.
There's also, like, some of them have morality in them. Like, kind of a good and evil, like, whether or not sacrificing this number of trimps for your gain is good, or in the case of paperclips, like, hypnotizing the population to get them to buy paperclips from you.
Huh.
Like, where does that lead? Is that just a slippery slope? And, like...
I mean, once we've converted paperclip budgets into our paperclips, I suppose the next step is to convert all their money into paperclips, and then convert all the money into paperclips.
But it's like fairly early on that this Hypnodrones option pops up, like way earlier than
you weren't kidding. Yeah.
Pick it up. It's been there since last week. Like this project appeared.
Right. So it like that moral horizon is visible, right?
You don't know what it does though. It's just like sketchy sounding autonomous aerial brand ambassadors, and so it's like kind of related to marketing.
Yeah.
You can see. Ooh. What do I need? More. That's what I need.
More. I want to believe that if we encountered aliens and they saw us doing this, they'd be like, so what are you doing? Right? And we'd have to explain to them that we're making the numbers bigger. And that would be embarrassing.
Like, I don't know, like, I guess the more time you spend working with the systems, the more your brain is just, like, geared to do that. It's like, oh, if I do this, then this happens. And you're just kind of like, okay, and then I do this, and you're planning, and you're doing, like, the 10 steps ahead style thinking. But it's just, like, the numbers have to go up so I can click the button. This button will be clickable in 30 seconds. If I wait for this button versus this button, I get different numbers. I can buy for 1,300 metal, I can get 9 attack. But this pole arm gives me 4 attack for half. So should I buy a pole arm? Or should I wait? Well, I'm already waited.
Right.
But I can still buy more of these. Will these help me faster? And what about this dagger? Like, look how cheap that is. It's only 2 attack, but I could definitely buy 5
it would give you a bonus right now.
Yeah.
I do like that it appears that our trimps have like 4 arms at least. Because we have shield, dagger, mace, polearm, 5, battle axe, 6, great sword, 7, 8.
Yeah. They got
and then 2 legs for the
limbs.
pants.
Yes, 2 legs for the pants. What is this? Efficiency,
Speed
science, speed miner, speed lumber, speed farming, coordination. But then there's this, map fragments. And we have maps. I don't have any map fragments yet. See, these popped up. Maps and gems. Because we finally hit Zone 6. Can I go in there? Oh.
Abandoned soldiers.
If your soldiers are still alive, then if you leave, you're abandoning them.
Oh.
So we got like the overworld zone where we just were, and now this is a map called Tricky Paradise.
Okay.
And finishing these maps gives you a bonus in the overworld, up to 10 stacking.
Oh, okay.
And these maps also can contain different resources. Like you can see, this is just like all food with metal and gems.
Okay, right. And this was one of the resources that you could buy with a bone, right?
Maps?
Oh. No, gems.
Oh. Well, you can increase your boost, or
okay.
I think maybe, yeah, make spawns that drop them. We're just having a fun time killing enemies.
So now I'm starting to think that my earlier description of these games as being kind of minimalist may be quite wrong-headed, because they're actually quite sophisticated. Even ones that have a single screen with only a couple of accessible buttons, really, that do things, are balancing many different kinds of mechanics against one another and forcing the player to make many different decisions.
There are more straightforward ones that are just like, fill this bar.
Okay.
And then when you do that, you get a boost.
Fair enough.
But the more fun games have interacting systems that grow and change the longer you play. And some of them have a story provided, but I don't know if that's more value. It's kind of interesting. Like,
Okay.
like with Cookie Clicker, it's like, haha, the grandmas, right? Which makes it kind of fun to think about. Like, it puts a new spin on what you're doing.
I suppose we should start moving towards a so what statement. This really feels like a peek under the hood at a lot of other games that I also like quite a lot. I realize I keep coming back to this, but having played Stellaris this afternoon for a little while, this really does feel like a very similar base mechanic to it.
Yep.
Right? You acquire certain resources, you spend those resources to get something that will acquire you more different resources, and you expand and you consolidate, and you bend all those resources towards a single goal.
And spending that time is playing the game.
So I guess that's it, really. Like, I find this really fascinating. It feels like peeling back a lot of
The window dressing.
the elaboration.
Yeah.
Right. And the gameplay really does feel a lot like optimizing rates. Right? Balancing different interests. And the fact that it's so compelling that must speak to something.
Yeah, I think, like, if you can kind of understand how to make this work for yourself if you're designing a game, then you can elaborate that into something that's prettier. Like, you can put the time spent on stuff like this into another shape.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, people will still find this base thing engaging. Like, this is engaging. Mm-hmm. Just these numbers going up somehow. So that's games.
Maybe we should start moving through subs.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all like this content. Where did we start?
I don't know.
I think it was here. I think. Yes, this looks right. All right, so Milk Toast 86 resub for the 25th month.
And Swagleeps, subscribe for 26 months in a row, 26 months, 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 26 months.
Stage Manager Rob is resub for the 11th month. Thank you.
Fenrickson, subscriber 23 months in a row. 23 months of attempting to think of witty jokes for this space. Also, hi Cam.
Stick Rick is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
The Lord Arthur, subscribed for 58 months in a row. Space.
Calaveth is resub for the 44th month, saying, Upside working graveyard shift, I can for once catch Talking Simulator live.
E-Block gave us 100 bits. Bet we have so many paperclips now. We do.
Beard Squad Go resub for the 29th month, saying, click the buttons.
Herbert Erberderp, subscribed for 17 months in a row. More paperclips. Also, you are rad and I appreciate you.
Aww.
Thank you.
Yoshikatsu has resub for the 19th month. Thank you.
Brobot662, 17 months in a row. Thank you.
Garrick, Predator of Scrubs, is continuing the gift sub that they got from I'm Clockwork. Thank you.
New Brain is a 2-month subscriber. Thank you for coming back.
Nitsuran has resub for the 15th month, saying, Hoy there.
Explorer785, subscriber 12 months in a row. It's 1 year simpiversary.
Newfer resub for the 21st month, hiding desperately here from the midterm results to watch Cam talk about exponential growth.
Ask Who, subscribe for 5 months in a row. Charts.
The Idol is a brand new subscriber. Thank you for deciding to support us.
Legion of Lashes, 2 months in a row. Thank you for coming back.
Card Slapper resub for the 26th month. Thank you very much.
Orestes, subscribe for 61 months in a row. Hope y'all have enjoyed the seaweed snacks I said. Oh yeah, I think they're gone.
Yeah, I think we ate them all.
Yeah.
They were salty and good. AD Talks resub for the 2nd month. Thank you.
Sarkinvol 209, subscribe for 8 months in a row. Thank you.
Patchwork Wit has resub for the 12th month. Happy 1 year. What a great way to celebrate a year of supporting my favorite content creators, catching at least a bit of Talking Sim live.
And Nightbook1 gave us 100 bits. Just a reminder, DB starts on Friday.
No, it doesn't. I'm Done 98 is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
Most call me Tim. Subscribed for 12 months in a row, celebrating 1 year and starting student teaching after a year waiting on placement. Wow.
Nice. Contingent Cat gave us 50 bits. Thanks for the last Talking Sim before Desert Bus. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
So tomorrow, what is on the schedule?
We have a bonus stream in the evening, but there is definitely a stream before that.
Yeah, there is. Watch and Play, I think, is tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
With Graham and Alex. And then Corey and I will be playing a bonus stream of Stellaris tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. It will not be sloths.
Yeah, it can be.
From what we've discussed.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow morning. Oh, right. Lure MTG.
Oh, that's the mystery.
Yeah. So enjoy that. That starts at 10 a.m. over at twitch.tv/magic. Okay. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there then. Mm-hmm. So thank you for joining us for this journey through Clicker and Idle games. How fascinating.
We'll see you again in the future.
Toodles.